Hey Natasha.
Hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect, loud and clear. Cool. I think we'll give it another few seconds, then we'll start off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Hey everyone. Welcome to this Amazon Launchpad Instagram live session. I'm Pranay, representing the Launchpad team at Amazon. Amazon Launchpad is a unique program that brings you cutting edge products from local emerging brands. You can access the store by heading on over to amazon.in/launchpad. We're continuing with these series of Instagram live sessions to help all of you cope with these uncertain times. You can expect to learn everything from DIY art projects to home improvement ideas. Just a disclaimer, all information shared in this session are the brand's opinion. We suggest you use your own judgment and a medical professional's advice before following it. With that, we start off today's session. Today, we'll be connecting with Natasha Tulli, the CEO of Soulflower. Welcome to the session, Natasha. We're really excited to have you here.
Hi.
So, Natasha, how about you tell us a little about Soulflower?
So Soulflower is a brand that we specialize in natural skin and hair care products, and they're very simple products. It's not very complicated. It's something simple that you can use. It's generally made of things that you would even find in your house. So the whole thing is that natural skin and hair care is not a tough, should not be tough, and it should not be something which is very complicated. So that's what the brand is all about. Just
God.
making simplifying your everyday beauty routine.
Okay, makes sense. So, with that, we'll start today's session, Natasha. Over to you then.
Yeah, cool. So basically what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a few recipes, 3 recipes. I'm going to be making a shaving cream which can be used for guys and girls. Maybe you'll use it too. And we are going to make a body butter, and we're also going to make an oatmeal hair conditioner. So the basic idea is that all the stuff that I'm going to show you is very simply made. You can make it in your house, and most of it you get in your house, in your kitchen. And if you don't get it, you get it on Amazon. So that's how we're going to do. So I want to tell you a little bit about the products. When any skincare or any hair care products is basically made out of 4 components. So one of them is butter, that gives you the solid form. Then there are oils, and then there are essential oils. That's the third, and the last is the herbs or extracts or aloe vera, whatever you like to put. So you've got to keep in mind that what I'm trying to do is that you don't need to really follow even these recipes. You can make your own recipe at home. Just keep in mind that you just need 4. The 4 that I spoke about: the butters, the essential oils, the oils, and any natural extract or herb or things that you would like to put. So I think we should start now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
So
go
I'll
for it.
start with the shaving cream.
Yeah. So everyone, we have a very visual session planned today. Please do give us feedback on how you like this.
So
Yeah.
can you see? Can you see?
Yeah. Can you just pan it slightly higher? Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So what the first recipe I'm going to share with you is the shaving cream.
Yeah.
As you see, I mean, generally, I don't know, I don't think you shave, but for men who shave, you've got to use, generally you use a shaving foam, or you use a shaving gel. So what we've
Yeah.
come up with here is a shaving cream. The shaving cream is something that will give you more moisturizing. And what happens is that the oils that we use, the oils and butters that we use in this recipe, they
Natasha, can you
form.
be slightly louder?
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, slightly louder will just help us. Yeah.
Yeah, actually there was a siren that went off in the background. So maybe
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
yeah.
I hope everything is fine there.
Yeah. That we are in the office. We are in a warehouse kind of location. So
Okay.
going on. So
Yeah.
okay. So now I'll start with the shaving cream. So what you've got to do is you've got to, in this recipe we've got shea butter.
Yeah.
Now what you need to understand, the shea butter is a butter which is made from it's made from the shea plant. It's made from the nut. And
Okay.
shea butter is something that does not, it's got a 0 comedogenic value. I'll explain. Comedogenic value is something which is very important.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, so basically every oil has a comedogenic value, and lower the value, it means that this oil is not going to cause any breakout, or you can even use it in acne situation.
Okay.
So I'll go back to this. So shea butter
Yeah.
has got a zero comedogenic value. So basically,
Yep.
if you put shea butter on your skin, it's not going to cause any acne or anything like that. So you take your shea butter. I've given the kind of quantities that you can see. Then you kind of melt it in the microwave. Either you melt it in the microwave, or if you have a double boiler, you melt it in the double boiler. You take
Yep.
your coconut oil. Now, as you put a coconut oil, you could even replace it with any sort of oil that you like. If you don't like coconut, you want to put olive, you want to put argan, whatever you wish, you could change it. You take a butter, you take a oil, then you take your essential oils. Now, the essential oils I've chosen for this recipe, if you see, they are orange, it's peppermint, it's tea tree. So peppermint, you must be knowing, it causes cooling, it causes your skin to
Yeah.
feel cool. Orange is an astringent, it kind of refreshes your skin. And tea tree is very good for acne, it's antibacterial. If you're shaving, you get a nick or you get a cut, it's perfect for that. So you put a few drops of these essential oils. You could put 3 drops, you could put 5 drops. So as you've heated this up, this gets melted. Once it gets melted, you add the coconut oil to it. You add your essential oils to it.
Yep.
And then all you got to do is, if you've got a hand blender at home, the hand blender,
Yep.
you just blend it. What you need to do is, when it's all liquid, right? So you put it back into the fridge, and in the fridge, what happens is it starts to solidify. Once it's about semi-solid, maybe like a little bit like dahi, you take it out and you
Yep.
just put it in the, you just took your hand blender and you blend it. That's it. It's as easy as that. And this is what you get. If you can see.
Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, I
consistency.
think
Yeah.
I'm gonna try making that and shave and see how that goes.
And the other thing what I want to say is, you could also add aloe vera gel in it. You
Yeah.
could add a little bit of orange juice in it. It's up to you. How you want to go about with the recipe, but it's very simple. That, as I said, you just remember that you've got to have the 4 elements in the recipe.
Got it. So Natasha, a couple of questions on this. I think one is, do we have to use multiple essential oils or just one is enough?
You could use 3, you could use 4, you could use none. It's up to you. The
Okay.
essential oils not only give it a nice aroma, that fresh kind of an aroma, but they also have therapeutic value. That's why I have included them. But suppose you don't have essential oil at home, it could happen that you don't have it. You could just use a little bit of turmeric powder in it. That's it.
Got it. Got it.
Or if you have basil, or if you have mint, if you have pudina at home, you just squeeze up the pudina and you put a little bit of it in it. That's fine.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you can
It's
stick
just
out
that-
like everyday home items.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So we also have some questions planned for you. So we'll start off with some questions. So the first one is, what is your inspiration behind Soulflower?
The inspiration behind Soulflower. So
Yeah.
it's like, what I'm doing right now and what I'm teaching you, I've been doing this as early as I can remember. So
Okay.
things at home. And when you have like a summer vacation, people go for the camps and they go swimming, and I wasn't that sort of person. I would collect all the DIY books, and then my whole summer vacation would be making these kind of things. So I've always been a creative person, and by profession I'm an architect. I don't know how many people know this, but I'm an architect, and I did practice.
Okay.
I used to practice landscape architecture for the longest time, and that's where I learned, about the amazing powers that plants have. And that kind of gave me an idea that let's do something which smells good, feels good, and is actually good for your skin and hair. So
Oh, okay.
the inspiration is very simple. That's it.
That's nice. So what are some products from your range that you use every day?
There are lots. So I don't know whether people will think that I'm trying to show them that I use a lot of products, but it's not like that. The main thing that I can't live without is my soap, the Soulflower soap. And I have a separate soap that I use for the face, which is the cucumber papaya soap. And even if I don't know, I have traveled everywhere in the world, but I need to have my soap with me. So I think I can't live without my soap. That is one thing. And the other thing what I use is essential oils. I use lavender essential oil almost every day. So if you see my hand, I don't know whether she can zoom in, and can you see these kind of moons? Can you see this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my cat. So that's my
Oh
cat.
wow, okay.
Yeah, so I've got like 18 cats. So, you know, I know all the pet lovers out there, you're going to be covered with scratches every day. So I actually use lavender oil mixed with aloe vera oil on my scratches every day. So
Are one
that's
of your cats gonna make a guest appearance today?
we kind of knocked them out actually.
Okay.
Because they're going to ruin everything. So maybe once they are done, we'll show you the cats.
Got it.
So yeah, in this
Okay.
office we have 8 cats and we have about 8 or 9 dogs, and I found 2 puppies also. So yeah, it's a big family.
That's great.
So
That's really
that's
cool.
another thing. That's another thing that I want to talk to you about is that, you know, being a pet friendly person, you also need products that are not just going to harm you, but they should not even harm, you know, the people around you, like the
Yeah.
pets, things like that. So you've got to be careful with that.
Got it. Makes sense. Yeah. Cool. I think we can move on to the next recipe now.
Yeah. So the next recipe that we are going to talk about is the body butter. This is a slightly more complicated recipe. It has many more ingredients. I've also written down, you know, a little bit of the recipe on a paper. Maybe I can share that later. So body butter is basically, I know you've heard of lotion. You know what's lotion, and people use lotion on their body. So lotion has almost 70 to 80% of water, while a body butter does not have any water in it. So it is much more moisturizing. That's a basic difference between a lotion and a body butter. So especially if you're in a very cold place, or you know, if you've got to put, if you have got rough elbows, or you know, hands, or even feet, you know, you're walking all day, or you're wearing chappals all day, and then your feet are rough, or your elbows or parts of the neck, then a body butter is much more suggested than using a lotion, because it's going to be much more deeply moisturizing. So to start with the body butter, in the body butter, what I have done is, again we have our shea butter. We can't live without the shea butter, because shea butter, like I told you, is one of the most amazing products for moisturizing, and it's really soft. This is another thing I want to tell you. Like if you see this shea butter, it's like, you know, can you see how soft it is? So even if you don't use too much, it's like people just even apply this, so you can apply it on irritations, skin irritations, rashes, things like that. It helps a lot.
Okay.
So in this recipe, you have your shea butter. The other thing I've added is the cocoa butter.
Okay.
So cocoa butter and shea butter are very closely related, but yes, cocoa butter is more deeply moisturizing than shea butter, and it's more harder. So if you see the texture, you can see it's much more harder, right?
Okay.
This is much more harder than the shea butter. So we mix it so that we get a much more firmer consistency. When I show you the finished product, you understand?
Yeah.
You start with 1/3 of the cocoa butter, 1/3 of the shea butter. Then you choose an oil. The oil I have chosen this time is the castor oil.
Okay.
Castor oil is something, I don't know whether, have you ever used castor oil before? Have you?
No, I have never.
Yeah, so this is the most funny thing, because castor oil is grown in most parts of India, and it's used in, I think, almost maybe 90% of all the cosmetic products that we use. The main amazing part about castor is that it helps the other ingredients being absorbed faster. So if you put castor mixed with, say, lavender essential oil, it aids the lavender oil to be absorbed into your skin. So,
nice.
So it's like an amazing oil. I think this is another oil that I left out actually from my routine, and I do use castor every single day on my feet, on my hands before I sleep. So you have castor.
Okay.
You heat these up in a double boiler. Once it's melted, you add your castor oil to it. I've also added jojoba. Jojoba is another Indian oil. I've tried to focus on more oils that are, you know, natural to India, because a lot of us are like crazy after a lot of foreign oils, you know, like, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're amazing, but argan oil or this oil or that oil. But there are so many amazing oils that we have in our own country. So say jojoba is a desert plant. It grows in Rajasthan, it grows in Gujarat. It is the jojoba consistency is very close to the natural sebum of our skin. So that is why it gets absorbed really quickly. So what I'm trying to do basically if you understand the recipes, that these are going to be highly moisturizing. As you can see, they're sticky. I'm using oils that are going to get really easily absorbed by your skin, because when you put a body butter, you don't want to feel sticky. I don't know. I know girls still like to put body butter, but I know a lot of guys who find it very sticky and then they don't want to put it because it's like chip chipa and things like that. So that's why I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I think
use
a lot of
oils.
those guys don't even know about body butter in the first place.
So maybe I hope quite a few guys would try to make the body butter after this recipe.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I'm using oils that will get easily absorbed by your skin. Now coming to the essential oils, I have suggested that we can use lavender or ylang ylang or both of them.
Yeah.
As you said, you can use it, you cannot use it, but I think it gives an amazing aroma. Lavender helps with cuts and nicks. Ylang ylang is also very, it makes your skin soft, it makes it shine. So it's amazing. I think, and if you buy a little bottle, like say a 15 ml bottle, is going to last you for like years. You have to put just 2 drops. You don't really need to put like a cap full or things like that. So, and then you take this all together, and again, in the same way, you just put it in the fridge, let it harden a bit, and then you start, mixing it. You can now the last ingredient that I want to suggest in this is, like, if you can see, in my body butters, I've added chocolate powder, and I also added beetroot.
Okay.
And this is how it looked. Can you see the color?
Yeah. Natasha, I think there's one question around the ratio of ingredients we should use.
Sorry?
Question on the ratio of ingredients, like how much butter should I put? How much?
Actually, if you see, yeah. So if you take like a cocoa butter, you take 1/3, things like that, and then you take another 1/3 of the oils. So it's 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Okay.
The essential oils are just a few drops. Like, say, if you want it to be really strong, you can put 5 drops. It's more of a, your own taste. But these are like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Got it. Makes sense. Yeah.
And even what you decide to add, like say in my case, I decided to add cocoa powder, because I know a lot of people like this chocolate body butter, and you go out to the market and you see and you find these body butters really expensive, they're really price expensive, and here you can make it, for almost nothing at your house. And if you see this pink one, this is actually beetroot. What we did is we just pureed the beets, the beets, and we just put a little few drops of it. In fact, I didn't even mix it well. If you can see a little bit, like it's a little dark and light, and that's it. So if you actually put this cream on your face, you can actually get like a more pinker complexion.
Okay. So you said, like, you can still see some of the beetroot, right? Does that remain on your skin? Like, can you see it?
What do you mean, the beetroot pieces?
Yeah.
No. Just
no,
put the juice. Just put the juice, okay? I must clarify. You're not going to peel this and put all the pieces in. Then I'll get so many calls, and you'll get so many calls on Amazon. Then what has Natasha given? No. Now I have understood that you've never done a DIY in your life before.
Yeah. Nothing like this, at least.
No, but it's good. It's good you asked me, because you can puree it. You've got to puree it and just use the juice. I actually just did it in office, and I just took a few drops and I just put a few drops in it. That's it. And that's how I got this pink color.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying. I was really confused about that. Cool. Okay. Then we'll move on to some more questions, right? So what is your personal skincare routine in the morning and at night?
I actually believe that less is more.
Okay.
And I think I must be one of the weird people who is not missing going to the salon. Let me tell you, because I used to never ever go anyways. So I don't do facials. I don't go for any facials. I don't do any of those clean up kind of things. I just do my own stuff at home. And I think the main thing is a healthy diet, drinking a lot of water. I know everybody says that, but actually religiously doing this, and drinking hot water. I only drink hot water. I don't have any aerated waters. I don't drink cold water. So I think that has also helped my skin to be naturally, clear. And what I do is, when I get up in the morning, I use my soap and I wash my face. And depending on the weather, so this is also what I want to tell people, that, like, say now I'm in Bombay, right? So now it's raining. It's more humid. I change my oils depending on the season. So if it's
Okay.
winter, I may put a jojoba oil on my face, and if it's summer, I may put an argan, because an argan is a much lighter oil. Its comedogenic value is 0, so it just kind of it just gets into your skin and you don't even feel it. While say a jojoba is a much thicker oil, and it stays on your skin. So you got to. I just put so my routine, coming back to the routine, is I just put an oil. That's it. And I love liner and I love lipstick, and I've never found without that. But that's it. I don't do any foundation, nothing. That's
Okay.
how I started. Yeah.
Yeah, I think after this session, I'm going to watch it again and note down all of this so I remember.
Actually, 30 minutes is not enough. You need like, I don't know, maybe 30 hours. So, because I just tell you what I do when I wake up. So, it's during the day. What people do is also they keep touching their face. Now, this is something simple, but don't touch your face. Keep your hands, because your hands have got the maximum germs. So keep your face, hands away from your face. Don't keep touching your face. Keep washing your face often. I have my own soap in my purse all the time. I keep washing my face maybe 4 times a day. So, if you get the oily build-up, you keep washing, because people say that, oh, I've got so much acne, I've got so much pimples. Yes, you must put essential oils, you must put all the kind of treatments, but the main thing is to just basically keep your skin clear and healthy.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
and the other thing that I also want to say is that, everybody's skin is the same. So, guy or girl, you don't need to feel shy that, oh, I'm a guy, how can I put essential oil on my face? Oh, I'm a guy, I have to no. I think I find it really funny, but because good skin is for everyone. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's why I was super interested in this session, so I know what to do.
I'm going to see you next week. Whether I see a difference in your face, I'm going to notice.
Yeah. Cool. We'll go to the next question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a very technical one. What is the difference between carrier oil and essential oils?
Okay, so the basic difference is the source. So a carrier oil is peanut oil or whatever we cook in. Whatever oil that you're cooking in is a carrier oil.
Okay.
Olive oil is a carrier oil. Coconut oil is a carrier oil. Peanut oil is a carrier oil. Sesame oil is a carrier oil. So they are much more heavy. They are thicker. They don't generally have any aroma. They are more plain.
Okay.
And an essential oil is basically something that is removed from plants, say maybe a flower. So like say you even have rose essential oil. You have basil essential oil. Basil is tulsi. You have citronella essential oil. You have orange essential oil, lavender. That is like now say suppose I'm going to explain to you say what is lavender essential oil. So it's removed from the buds of the you collect the buds of the flower, and there's a distillation process that happens, because you like maybe 1 acre of the buds will give you say maybe 10 liters of oil or something like that. So it's very it's very, very concentrated, and essential oil should never be used directly on skin. This is one thing that nobody should forget. Essential oils are very, very strong. They're very therapeutic. They should be never used directly on skin. What its name. Carrier means it is carrying something. So you can mix an essential oil in a carrier oil and then use it. So that's the difference. You can use these neat. You can't use these neat. These are made from plants and little buds and things like that. While this is made from nuts and from the coconut and things like that.
I think we're getting a lot of questions in the audience now, the viewers. I'll pick out some of them. I think we have one from Ayman. What about frizzy hair? Do you have something for that?
Argan. I think argan is something that you should use for frizzy hair. That is basically, okay. So the next recipe that we're actually going to do is for frizzy hair. And once I explain it, so frizzy hair is, the cause of frizzy hair is either the outside of the hair is spoiled, in the sense it's rough, or the inside nutrient is missing from the hair, and that's why it's rough. So there are 2 ways. So either you just want to coat it, say suppose you're going out. So I'm going out and my hair is frizzy, what do I do? In 2 minutes, what can I do? I just take a little bit of argan oil and just put it, or put a little bit of olive oil. And when I say little, I mean little. I just mean a few drops. You're not going to put like the typical chumpy of India, India nani and dadi, and take so much and they say, ye kya ho gaya oil. No, you just put a few drops, less is more, and the frizz disappears.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, we have a couple more questions, then we'll go to the next recipe.
Yes.
So we have a question from Nikish08. What does one do if their scalp is dry due to seasonal change?
Okay, so the next recipe, I'm going to answer that also. But
Okay.
basically it is...
So we'll get to it in the next recipe then.
Yeah, we can do that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think, one more question, super relevant. I think something I face as well is sometimes when you move into cities where there's really hard water, you start suffering from hair fall. What do you do then?
So basically, when you, the water, so now it depends on the soap that you use. The soap, I mean, if you get back to chemistry and you'll understand that hard water gets converted to soft water. So the soap that you use is very important. You should use a cold processed soap. That is a handmade soap. When you use a handmade soap, so for your hair, you get these kind of shampoo bars. I mean, we make them and you get them in the market. So what they do is that the hard water gets neutralized, and they also prevent the hard water from causing as much harm as it would have done if you would have used a SLS based shampoo.
Okay, got it. I'll remember that for next time. Cool. Let's go on to the next recipe then.
Yeah. So the last recipe that we're going to do is the oats hair conditioner. I guess I chose this recipe wisely because everybody has this problem of hair. So the basic problem you have with hair is, a lot of times we think that, okay, this is wrong with my hair. Actually, it's not wrong with your hair. It's wrong with your scalp. So you have to understand that there's a difference between scalp and hair. So if your scalp is unhealthy, or as the gentleman was saying, if it's itchy or it's unhealthy or it's sweaty or things like that, it's going to finally affect the quality of the hair, and the hair is going to fall, and then you're going to think that maybe my hair is falling, what's wrong with my hair? So it's very important to have a healthy scalp. The recipe that I've kind of spoken about now is oats. Oats is a natural soothing element. This is oats. I think everybody's seen it. This is what oats is highly moisturizing, and in fact, let me tell you, this recipe can be used for your face, it can be used for your body, it can be used for your hair. Specifically, if you're in a very cold place, your skin starts itching. I don't know whether, I have really sensitive skin, and it starts itching, and if you just do like a line like this, it's going to be like white. That's because it just shows that your skin is dry. So the same thing happens in your scalp. So your scalp skin also gets dry. So what you need to do is moisturize it. Normally, with natural ingredients that are not going to harm your scalp, but it's actually going to not only clean your scalp, but it's also going to provide nutrients that will give you a better hair growth. So in this recipe, what we're going to do is you take these oats, either you use these or you get the ones that are already ground, You can use any one, but you've got to grind this in the grinder and it becomes like a fine paste. Once it becomes a paste, you take water.
Okay.
Put boiling water in it, mix it with boiling water. You add a little bit of olive oil. You add honey. You add a little bit of aloe vera gel. Now, aloe vera gel, I think everybody has this in their house, in the garden. I use this every day from my garden. I plucked this from my garden and I brought it. If you can see, this is just the gel. You just remove this. That's it. This is what I use every day. I mix this with lavender and I use this every day. So you take like a spoon of this, and you don't really need to have any kind of measurements in this. Let me tell you this. You take how many? Take a 1 katori of oats. You put boiling water in it. You put a spoon of this. You put a spoon of this, and then you put the essential oils. Now the essential oils are very, very important. You can't skip the essential oils in this recipe. Specifically, if you have an itchy scalp, if you have dandruff. So tea tree is the #1 solution for any sort of dandruff or itchy scalp. Rosemary is again one of the most important essential oils for hair growth, and it's supposed to also not reverse, but it stops graying of hair. And peppermint again is something which is very, very good for an itchy scalp. And also what happens, if you're a sporty person, like, I run marathons, and if you're running, or even in Bombay, even if you're not outside exercising, you just go from your house to the office and you're sweating and you're perspiring and your scalp is all, itchy and things like that. So what happens is that kind of sweat, it kind of makes your scalp kind of a haven for bacterial growth. And that is something which is not good. So specifically guys, guys wash their hair every day probably, but like for me, I have long hair, I'm not going to wash my hair every day. So you need to have these kind of essential oils that will help you clean and cleanse your scalp. So at least, even if you don't wash your hair every day, you have these things helping you out. So what you do is you just take the hot water, you take the oats, you add these ingredients that I've said. Now olive oil is again very good for the scalp, it's moisturizing. And as you know, as I just explained to you, it's a carrier oil. So it's going to help your scalp absorb the essential oils. Honey is again very good. Aloe vera is also very good. I don't need to tell anyone about it. So you take all this, you put it, and this is how it becomes. If you can see, you see this. I know it looks gooey, and I don't know whether I can convince how many people I can convince that please put this in your hair, and you're going to remember me. I don't know if people get convinced, I'll be really happy. Believe me, you put this on your hair, you put this on your scalp. It will condition your scalp. It will remove all sort of itchiness, and you don't even need to use a conditioner afterwards.
Okay. So I have one question here. So I've heard with a lot of conditioners, right? You should not let it touch your scalp. And here you're saying we should put it on the scalp.
Because this is different, okay? You please read the ingredients of those conditioners and tell me you will find 100 chemical names that you're not going to make sense of. So the thing is that this is a natural thing, right? This must touch your scalp. In fact, you need to scrub your scalp really well and then put it on the whole hair and specifically at the ends, because the ends are the part that get rough. Put it on it, leave it for 20 minutes and then just go wash your hair as you do normally. Maybe the first time you'll be like, what is this? It's not really matching up to my conditioner. But try it, try it for 2 times, 3 times, and you'll see the difference, because the issue with conditioners is that they're just silicone. They just coat your hair. They're not really doing anything to improve the quality of your hair. They're not really doing anything to improve your scalp. In fact, a lot of conditioners, if you apply them on your scalp, they can even cause dandruff. So this is something which is a very natural kind of a recipe. And I think this is, out of all the recipes that I've spoken about, I really think that this is the best one.
Yeah, this is something I'm definitely going to try,
Yeah, then if anybody wants this, I'm ready to send this, okay? This is on Amazon and it's going to come.
Cool. I think we'll move on to the questions then.
We'll go on to the questions.
Yeah. Cool. What is the best carrier oil for all 3 skin types? Dry, oily, and combination.
So, as I was explaining to you about the combogenic value, right? So, it's a number. It's very simple. Even if you Google it, you will get the combogenic value. You see the number. If it's 0, like say for example argan oil, then you can use it for oily skin. The lower the number, you can use it for an oily skin. The drier the skin, the higher the grade. So say for example olive oil is in the middle. If you go for rosehip, so if you have dry skin, you use rosehip oil. If you have oily skin, you use argan oil, and if you have normal skin, you use olive oil. That's it. Simple.
Okay, I hope that answers the question. Okay. We have a question from Travel with Varun. Okay. Is anything for beard growth?
So beard growth is similar to hair growth, and I don't know, should I become a little more complicated or should I keep it simple? So
go for it, I think.
Okay, so as I told you about combogenic value, right? That's a new word that you learned. So I want to tell you about polysaturated and monosaturated oils. So there are 2 different kind of oils. There's one kind of oil that will coat, give you a shine. It will coat your hair. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was breaking up for a bit. Yeah, I can hear you now.
So, and the other kind of oil is that is actually going to penetrate into the strands of your hair and nourish it. So for beard, what you need to use is you don't need, so the kind of, the gels and I don't know all the kind of stuff that the people put to make their beard look all that fancy stuff is just giving you it's like
So this is
makeup,
all natural.
right? So it's just like a makeup. It's not going to really do anything. If he really wants his beard to
Okay.
grow, he should use oils that are going to get absorbed by his skin, and that is going to help the growth. So he should use rosemary essential oil,
Okay.
mix it with olive oil, and apply it. And he can put a little bit of castor in it. Apply it every day. Don't feel shy that you're a guy and you can't use it. No, no, no. Do it, and then you will see the results.
Yeah. This is something I'm definitely going to try, I think. Cool. Someone saying, can we have a picture of this setup? Is that something you want to be putting up, Natasha?
Yeah. So I have written the recipes out also because I didn't really want to, waste time telling you that take a spoon and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I can take pictures and we can put it up. That's not a problem, including
Awesome.
the recipes. Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, okay. I think the next one is what is the best way to slow down the aging process of your skin?
Yeah, and then somebody's asked something about combination skin also.
Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe can I do the combination skin one first?
go for it. Yeah.
So combination skin, as I explained to you about the comedogenic values, you see that, and apply, the dry parts of your skin. Apply the oil that is going to be more moisturizing, and the oily parts you don't apply that oil. You have to be different, and maybe if your skin is very oily, I would suggest that don't even use the oil. You can just use aloe vera gel. Just remove the aloe vera gel from the. And I don't really buy the aloe vera gel from the market because it's got preservatives. I just pluck this every night, and you remove this one, and you put a few drops of essential oil in it. And if she has combination skin, the best thing to use is lavender essential oil. Just mix aloe vera, put lavender essential oil, and just use it. That's it. It should be perfect.
Got it. So Natasha, I have a question for you. Normally I have normal skin, but in winters I feel like I have very dry skin.
Yes.
So what kind of skin do I have?
So you see, that's what I was telling you. You can't use the same product all the time.
Okay.
You see? So like I was telling you about myself, that I use Argan on my face every day, and when it's winter, I use jojoba. And 2 years ago, I was in New York in December, and you won't believe my jojoba. I had taken like a little bottle that I showed. I took a little bottle, and it got over in like 1 day.
Okay.
So, because it was minus 3 or minus 5 degrees. So your skin absorbed, it just absorbed it. And you won't believe the oil I had to use on my skin. I used hair oil on my skin. I had castor hair oil with me, and I used that on my skin. And I'm not joking. That castor oil, for even 2 days after the shower, it was still moisturized. So what I'm trying to say, it's me. I'm giving my example because I've lived through this. You've got to change with the season. You can't eat the same food you can't eat mangoes. You don't get mangoes in winter, right? You get them in summer. So it's like you've got to change your routine as the season goes. So for example, if you're in an office, you're working in an office that is completely AC, your skin is going to be really dehydrated. So you should apply some kind of moisturizer, oil, things like that.
Got it. We'll go back to the skin aging question now.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the best way to slow down skin aging?
So I think it's a lot of stuff that I've already spoken about. I've spoken about eating healthy. I've spoken about don't smoke, don't drink. I mean, do everything in moderation. I think that's really important. Genes are also, they do play a fairly large part in it. But I think the kind of lifestyle we lead is also very important. And I'm again saying this, don't touch your face. This is very important. We don't realize it's not even about dirty, but people keep touching their skin, like this, and you're going to kind of cause your skin to sag. So keep it healthy and use lavender essential oil. Use oils on your face. Read the ingredients of the products you're buying. Is it like I still always feel that something natural is always better. It's more fresher, if you see the ingredients, you at least you can spell them out, right? You know what they are. It's not like some big long words. So use something simple at home. You don't need to go to the salon and keep getting things done to yourself. I think a simple routine will help you more.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Cool. I think we're done with all the questions then.
Okay.
And with that, we conclude our session for today then. Thank you so much for joining us today, Natasha.
Yeah, sure.
I hope everyone found this session super useful. I definitely did. I learned a lot of things I never even heard of. So thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, sure.
Cool, guys. Do keep watching this space for more such insights from differentiated brands from the Amazon Launchpad program. And have a great weekend, guys. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Bye, Natasha.
Bye.
No, you want to say something?
I wanted to, but I wanted to just tell, I was
Yeah.
reading a lot of people's questions, and I just wanted to tell them
Yeah.
that use tea tree essential oil for acne. That's the best oil that you can use. Use lavender for skin shine and things like that. And if you have like a normal combination skin and you just want to maintain your skin health, as you said, that's what you got to use. So even if you just have a tea tree essential oil and a lavender essential oil in your house, that is enough. You don't even really need to mix it with the oil. If your skin is oily, you mix it with water, you mix it with aloe vera gel. But just use it every day. I do.
Cool. I hope that answers all the questions then. Okay.
Yeah.
See you, Natasha. Have
Bye.
a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.